Hi everyone, Landlord here. Since the creation of the channel, it has always been my plan to begin releasing videos. But due to various reasons, I had to keep postponing that, mostly work-related reasons. But today marked the 35th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square protest. So I think this would make a good starting point for a first video on this channel. So, the Tiananmen Square protest, or the 4th of June as we call it in China. This is a well-known topic in both the West and in China. I would say even more so in China, since this is an event that people always talk about every year. Uh, this video will be very short, and I won't cover the background or conspiracy or causes of that protest, since those topic has been done to death on both sides. Instead, I like to answer a simple question: whether there was truly a massacre at the Tiananmen Square, and this will be based on the account of someone who was at the protest, my father. So first, a bit of a background on my dad. So you probably don't know, but my dad has always been very much anti-CCP. The main reason for that is that his family fought for the nationalist side during the Chinese Civil War. And when the communists won, they lost everything. And my dad, and by extent his family, has been hating the communists ever since. And obviously, when the protest happened, it was kind of no surprise that he decided to go and take a look. So, the time my dad spent at the Tiananmen Square protest was actually rather uneventful. Not much happened for him. So, he basically went there, spent a few days, talked to people, and took a look of all that is happening, and that's pretty much it. But the interesting part is that after a few days, his girlfriend, my mom, had enough of him just there in Beijing goofing around and gave him a call and tell him to basically stop fooling around and come back. And that was very lucky for my dad because he left the Tiananmen Square just a couple of hours, well, more like 12, 15 hour ish before the Tiananmen Square massacre. Well, at this point, you're probably asking the question, well, Landlord, your dad left right before the Tiananmen Square massacre. So how do we know there was truly a massacre or not at the Tiananmen Square since your dad left? Well, before my dad left, which is just a couple of hours before the Tiananmen Square massacre, he noticed that the Tiananmen Square was already mostly empty at that point, meaning that at that point, which is a couple of hours before the Tiananmen Square massacre, there wasn't enough people at the Tiananmen Square for there to be a massacre. And this also means that the number of several thousand deaths given by the Western outlet is probably not realistic. However, this doesn't mean there wasn't any violence during the Tiananmen Square protest. Not long after my dad left, the PLA arrived and there were fight between the student and the PLA, and there were a civilian caught in the crossfire, and one of my dad's classmates who stayed in Beijing was actually killed by a straight bullet. So there were violence during the Tiananmen Square event. However, the amount of death is nowhere at the level that that Western outlet presented to be. And I would say that I would say that the numbers given by the Chinese Political Bureau is pretty likely to be much closer to reality, which is around 300 deaths, PLA soldier, student, and the civilian included. So there you have it, the truth and whether there was truly a massacre at the Tiananmen Square. There were a lot of violence and there were some death, but the amount of death was nowhere the numbers that it was presented to be. Thanks everyone for listening to my first videos. Please subscribe and leave a like. And if you have any question regarding to the detail of the Tiananmen Square protest, please leave a comment and I will reach out to my dad and his friends for more details. This is Rainlord signing out.